Hey guys, Chris the Bad Guy here. And today I'm going to be talking about clones. So the clone game has been around ever since the beginning. And by the beginning, I really mean the Benchmade Model 42. From what I can tell, the Benchmade Model 42 is the most cloned knife in existence. Not butterfly knife. I can almost guarantee that there are 3 times as many clones as there are 42s or more. Especially when it comes to like the 43 and the 42. I'm sorry, the 47 and those kind of things. Because there wasn't a whole crap ton of 47s and 43s and all that. But, I don't know. There's no way to really tell. So, that's because it was made by so many. So, what's my opinion on clones? It's a more controversial one. I think that clones are okay. But that's for a few reasons. I don't like the concept of blatant plagiarism for the name. They just straight up counterfeit the brand. Like if it says 42 or if it says 42 and it has the Benchmade logo. Zoom in a little bit so you can. Oh my goodness, focus. Too much to ask for, isn't it? Yeah. Anyways, it says 42 on there. I don't like it when it says Benchmade and then it has 42 and then it puts 440C on the back and then I don't care for that, but at the same time it's still, I can still live with it. And the reason I can live with it is that, let's say I make a knife company right now and I make a completely new design that no one has ever created in the Balisong community, or no manufacturer's ever made something that looks like what I made ever. Made something completely weird. Let's say it became the best flipping Balisong in the market, became the most popular seller, and then let's just say I keep making them. But let's say the price is $300 US. Alright, so we have that established. I made a revolutionary Balisong, best in the market, crowd favorite. It's $300. Let's say someone else comes along and they copy my design. Keep in mind, I haven't patented anything. They copy my design, and then they sell it for $150. So, at that point, what's wrong there? I mean, let's say I make these in the USA, and they make them in China, and they're able to make them so much easier and get them in easier. Wouldn't that bother me? So, my answer to that is no. They were able to capitalize better than I did. I can't complain that someone made a better product than me. If I had patented the design, that would be one thing, and I'd be taking legal action because I might as well. But when it comes to a design that I made and put out there unprotected, and I decide to start making money off of it, if another company comes along and they're like, I like that design, I'm going to use that. I'm all for being able to buy the best product for the best price. And some people are still going to buy my product because they like supporting the original person who designed something, the original maker. They like supporting American-made facilities. Like, just because my option is, let's say they're equally as good as one another, and they cost the same price. People are still going to buy mine. It's taking business, yeah, but I should have protected it. And any time that you see a case of Balisongs being copied, the only thing that's patented on these things are the spring latches. But that's literally it. People don't buy them for that reason. Not entirely, usually. So, let's say, yeah, they're selling them for $150. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to be competitive. I'm going to try to lower the price. I'm going to give people incentives to want to buy mine. I'll try offering a warranty. People get mad about clones, like, oh, it doesn't support the company, it's disrespectful to the company. Like, customers, you have loyal customers for a reason. They call them loyal because they respect you as a company. Your average consumer, you go to Walmart and you buy a Big Mac. Let's say, like, the random food store across the street sells knockoff Big Macs that are identical, and let's say they're just as good, but they're half the price. Like, what are you going to do? You're going to go buy the cheaper one because you're not a loyal customer to McDonald's. Like, and does McDonald's complain about that? Probably. They'd probably sue them because it's their product that they're selling. But McDonald's isn't, like, personally offended that someone did that. It's business. I mean, yeah, I don't like it when people counterfeit things, and that's more personal. And The bigger issue with counterfeits is, especially with these, the 42s, when these were being counterfeited, especially in the beginning, spotting the differences was pretty hard for the untrained eye. So there were 42s in circulation that people thought were real, and they were fake. And that's the problem with clones that I have. Whenever it's a matter of people are trying to mislead people and say, oh, this is a real 42 and it's a clone, and they try to sell it to them for $400, that's just bad, and I don't like that. But the argument I would use to that is you should really do your research before buying something of that cost. I would never just go into a community that I hadn't, like, I'm looking into guns right now. You know, I'm looking into a firearm. I'm not just going to walk into the space, buy a used one, or even buy a new one for that matter, without learning things about them for one, and making sure that what I'm getting is legitimate, it's even a good product. I would try to buy it brand new. If I'm going to buy it used, I would check to make sure that there's not some kind of counterfeiting thing. I mean, this isn't the first market to have things counterfeited. I mean, money itself is counterfeitable. And I'm not saying it's someone's fault if they get scammed, but it's not entirely just the company's fault. Like, who do you blame there? Like, if you're uneducated, it's best to not spend your money unless you know about something. Like, that's what bothers me about cars. People will just buy random vehicles because, oh, I like the way this one looks. Or I like the way that it feels to drive this one. And yeah, sure, if you have all the money in the world, you're not going to be buying the thing that you would have been in the first place in this situation. You're going to be buying something much nicer. Or you're just going to be buying something cheaper. In general, like the kind of person to go out and buy a Kia Soul. No personal offense if you drive a Kia Soul. But just let's say that's a vehicle for this example. Kia Souls are like notoriously bad vehicles. And if you're going to go, like, a lot of people will just buy vehicles. They're just like, I just want a new car. Let me just get a random one that has the creature comforts that I like. And they'll just buy a vehicle, and then it blows up on them. And they're like, oh, no, the vehicle blew up. This is crazy. And, like, yeah, I see mechanics all the time. They're like, yeah, you should have done your research before buying a vehicle. Whenever I bought this van that I'm in, I had a very strong stigmatism against Dodge because, like, the 4th and 5th gen so-on Dodges are just crap. Like, they're not the worst vehicles on the road, but they're not reliable in the same way a Toyota or a Honda would be. And whenever I did my research, I found out, okay, this thing probably will make it a good while. Like, you can't blame other people for your own mistakes. You can blame people for leading you to make mistakes, and you can blame people for not helping you when they could have. But at the end of the day, you're the one that makes the decisions behind each purchase that you make, each vehicle you own, each knife that you buy. And it's best to be educated before spending any amount of money. Like, and on top of that, like, if you're buying it off Instagram or from knife forums or something, and you're trusting some random person to send you a knife whenever you pay them anyways, even if you're doing PayPal and all that crap, I mean, you just have to you're putting trust into someone. I mean, research, importantness, trustworthiness. What's the word? I forget the word. Reputability. Like, how reputable is the person you're buying from? So all this boils down to, like, my least favorite part about clones is that, I mean, the 51s too, they copied those. They didn't put their brand on all those, but I don't like when companies straight up put the logo on there and try to sell it as the real deal, because that's messed up, honestly. But that doesn't completely destroy clones. I mean, it's a capitalistic market. I mean, it's breaking the laws of copyright. But at the same time, people are going to buy whatever is cheapest and whatever performs the best, or whichever they feel like buying, whatever's cheaper. And no, you're going to have loyal customers for companies, of course, but at the end of the day, you are responsible for you. And if you want to support a company, then go support them yourself. I would personally never be offended if I got outproduced in the knife market. If I designed a balisong and someone did it better than me, or they did the exact same thing as me but sold it better, I have something to learn because they're doing better than me, and I did the work, and they're riding off of it. What do I got to do to fix that? I mean, a lot of people. I hate to be that guy that says this, but like a lot of people focus on the problem and not the solution. Like, yeah, I'm being counterfeited, let's say. My knives are being counterfeit copied, and they're selling them they're selling them like hotcakes, and I'm going out of business. Well, what did I do wrong there, and what do I need to fix? Because if there's something I can fix, like there's something I can add that makes it authentic or something that proves the authenticity, or if that's not the issue and I need to make it higher quality, I need to make it better, I need to make it faster, I need to make it stronger. I need to be able to, who knows, just sell it cheaper and make it to where people want to buy it more. It's crying at other people's success whenever they left you in the dust is not a good way to live your life. And I know people are going to give me flack for that because that's just not a popular opinion in a lot of cases. But yeah, counterfeits are fine. If you buy a counterfeit, don't feel bad because you shouldn't. You bought into the better seller. And I mean, if you were buying them specifically to sell them and trying to make money off of being a scummy person, well, yeah, screw you. That's not a very nice thing to do. But strictly buying a knife as a clone because it saves you money and you get just as much as, or you make a sacrificable difference and it doesn't bother you and you're just willing to take the compromise for the cheaper product, by all means, go for it. What forces innovation as well is when people buy other things. Like, I don't know. Whenever you make a product, and I'm losing my train of thought. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, I just went brain dead for a moment. I'm still trying to figure out what I was going to say. I think I was trying to say that if you... Oh my goodness. I never have these moments. I just have them randomly and unexpectedly, and it's just really, really weird. I just go completely blank, and then I completely forget what I was talking about. Like, I know the general thought of what I was talking about with the specific point. I'd have to go back and listen to the audio to figure it out, and I'm not doing that. So I'll start over. So if someone makes a better product than you can't get mad at them because they're selling it better, even if they copy you, because it's up to you to be able to offer the better product and sell it better. That's just capitalist market. So yeah, even if someone, like, if you're making if you're buying clones to sell them as counterfeits, I mean, that's illegal for one, and you're scamming people, and it's just not good. So don't do that because it's mean, and don't be that guy. I've been scammed before. It's not the most pleasant thing in the world. Just live by the basic morals of if you wouldn't want someone to do it to you, you shouldn't do it to others. The golden rule that they put on the walls in Catholic schools for religion class and all that. And then, what else? Yeah, don't feel bad if you own a clone otherwise. Like, whenever you buy... Okay, I know where this was going again. So whenever you buy a clone of a knife, let's say you buy clone 51, or you buy a clone Alpha Beast, clone Replicant, clone Squid Product, what have you. Whenever you buy clone products, it forces companies to be better at what they're doing. Because if they're not going to compete with the clones, then the clones might as well be what's running the market. And yeah, it's really hard to compete with Chinese clones that are made in factories for thousands, and people are paid like $3 for every 12-hour work period or whatever. Yeah, that's really hard to compete with. But if you give people incentives, you say, hey, this is made in the USA. It's better for people with you're supporting the American economy. You get a lifetime warranty, let's say, or you get service, you get some kind of benefit. You enter them in a raffle or something. For every 200 knives you give away, you give one for free, or something like that. Because at the end of the day, if you let a company outdo what you do, they're the better company. It doesn't matter. People steal things all the time in design. People steal designs. People steal intentions. People steal thoughts. And while, yes, a lot of that is illegal, a lot of it's not. A lot. Anyways, what I'm just trying to say here is that if you own a clone, I personally wouldn't sweat it. And I've owned clones in the past, and I've felt bad about owning clones, and then I realized, you know what, it's just not that deep. Because if I made a company, it wouldn't bother me. And it shouldn't, because you should be able to use people copying you as a sign that you're doing good, and that you can do even better. You can push them out the way. You can make a better product. You can sell it better to them. Like, there's a reason that Benchmade still sells so many freaking knives. Like, they're cloned out of oblivion. They're probably the most cloned knife company in the world, especially for having the 42. But specifically, like, their infidels, their folding knives, their autos. The difference between the clones and the counterfeits in that case is that they make a superior product. And they also have a lifetime warranty. You can just send it in to get sharpened. It's just a better product. It's more reliable. I mean, for battle songs, it could be it's definitely a little different. But when it comes to like other things like that, tolerances on automatic knives, I mean, Benchmade shows those Chinese clone companies like, yeah, we make a superior product. We're going to outsell you, and if we're not going to outsell you, we're at least going to stand a foot and use the fact that we have been cloned to oblivion to just show proof that we have been successful as a company. And I haven't really seen a company that brags about having been cloned, but if I was a company, I'd be bragging about that. Like, yeah, our products are so good that we get cloned because people like our product so much that other people copy us and try to ride off of our success. And that's just the right attitude to have. And then the next thing you do is you copy them. What did they do to make the product cheaper? Do people really like the changes? I don't know. Is it worth selling one that has the change and one that isn't? I don't run a business, but I feel like some of this stuff should make sense. Anyways, I feel like that's enough clone talk. I think that's probably the closest to politics I might ever get. Let's hope I don't ever have to go that deep. Anyways, thank you for watching, and goodbye.